Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of IPOB, is missing since the army invasion last year. That was 14th of September 2017. So what do you still have to say?
Oh, well, I welcome you viewers, wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom, and people of goodwill all over the world. And we are welcoming you at this day as we speak on the whereabouts of the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. And at the same time, we are using this medium to enlighten our people about the 14th of September strike day, or sit at home as declared by the indigenous people of Biafra, because this is 1 year in remembrance of the carnage that the Nigerian military caused at the home of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, whereby at the end more than 28 people, including dogs and animals, were massacred and killed. So today we are here to remind the world what ought to have been done by the Nigerian government, the British government, the African Union, ECOWAS, and the United Nations in general. So what I am trying to say at this juncture is that the invasion of the home of the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, on 14th of September is an illegal invasion. It is an unconstitutional adventure, using this same juncture to tell the international community, the African Union, the human rights community, to do the necessary things to live up to their responsibility by impressing upon the Nigerian government to investigate and bring to justice those that killed unarmed innocent civilians in Afaruku, Ibeku, to impress upon the Nigerian government to release the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. And also we are using this opportunity to impress upon the Nigerian judiciary to advocate or to apply the doctrine of last encounter, or the doctrine of last sin, to determine the whereabouts of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra.
What do you tell General Tukur Buratai, because he invaded his home, and after the invasion we have not been able to see the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra?
Tukur Buratai should provide the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. That is the number one. Number two, the court itself should do the necessary thing that is supposed to do by implementing this same doctrine of last sin, or doctrine of last encounter, because it is assumed that whoever that must have encountered a missing person, the someone that was in contact, that was last in contact with a missing person, is assumed to be in a position to tell the court what he knows about this missing person. So in this perspective, there is no Nigerian legal precedent that borders on this scenario that we are witnessing in Nigeria today. So what the court should do is to apply its procedures and provide the leader of indigenous people of Biafra. That is the right thing to be done.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kalago, for your comments so far. So we still have a critical question to ask.
Yeah.
Why was the home of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra invaded by the Nigerian army?
Okay, thank you. This is a very fundamental question to be asked by every discerning mind. First and foremost, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra is seeking and agitating for a referendum to be conducted for the people of Biafra to determine if they want to be part of Nigeria or not. Because if you could remember, Nigeria was amalgamated by the British, and it was out of the consent, the consent of our forefathers were not sought before creating Nigeria. So at this point in time, having lost a lot of our people because we are part of Nigeria, we have decided to ask for a referendum to determine our fate. That is the general objective of the indigenous people of Biafra. Now, the Nigerian government, they arrested the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra and charged him for treasonable felony. And within the Nigerian constitution, the agitation for self-determination is domesticated under the Nigerian law, because the agitation for self-determination is under the United Nations Charter for the right of indigenous people for self-determination. Agitation for self-determination is also enshrined under the African Charter, which is a ratification and implementation decree in the Nigerian constitution. So that is to say, what I'm trying to say generally is that the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra and IPOB as a movement have never committed any crime. And when the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra spent up to 2 years in prison without having committed any crime, when he went to court, and the Nigerian government for 2 years we are unable to manufacture any evidence before the court in order to justify the treasonable felony charges that they have leveled against the indigenous people of Biafra. So there is no evidence, and it is clear that during the court processes, at the end, Nigerian government will lose, because there is no defense for Nigeria to continue to exist. Because one, in 1914, when Frederick Lugard amalgamated the North and the South, and he wrote on the memo that these people are like oil and water that could never mix, and that this amalgamation must be experimented for 100 years. And after the 100 years, if the people so amalgamated could not make a viable nation, that they have the right to go their separate ways. And that 100 years expired on the 31st of December 2013. And from the 1st of January 2014, Nigeria ceases to exist legally. And that is to say that these court proceedings, if the leader of indigenous people of Biafra sustain the case, we will defeat Nigeria up and down, because there is nowhere in the world that self-determination is a treason. So this is the reason why his home was invaded, because they invaded the home to kill him and they stop him from coming to the court. Because from the day that the invasion was done, it would have been few days in front for him to appear in court and defeat Nigeria at their own court.
So as it is now, you are telling Justice Binta Nyako that the Nigerian army invaded the home of IPOB leader to kill him,
of course,
and to stop him from attending court.
Of course, yes.
Okay, now Mr. Kalago, the army invaded his home and many people were killed. About 28 people were killed. The whole Biafra land, we have seen about 7 mass graves killed during Operation Python Dance too. So because of that, IPOB now is calling for a
day of general strike.
A day of general strike across Biafra land. Yes, across Biafra land, including the coastal region and the mainland of Biafra. Yes. So what do you have to say here?
Well, what I have to say here is this. We are talking about, you said 28 people were killed, including animals. These numbers are those that were identified within the premises of the leader of indigenous people of Biafra.
Yeah.
There are other incidences whereby forced disappearances were made. Many of our people were abducted overnight and we don't know where they are till today. So discovering more than 7 shallow graves recently, just few weeks ago, is part of the issue. So what I'm trying to use this thing to analyze is to tell people the reason why we must all adhere to the call by the indigenous people of Biafra for a general strike on the 14th of September 2018. That is to say that we are urging, we are pleading with our people, we are appealing to your conscience to understand that what these people were killed for is because of you and I. Because our situation in Nigeria has never been favorable to us. We go to school, we come out, we can never have a befitting employment because of where we come from. You see somebody who cannot even read, he will be made the police commissioner. You see somebody from Sokoto who doesn't know anything, he is the commissioner of police in Aba. So when you see all these things, you see that our people have been strangulated and subjugated in perpetuity for enslavement. So because of these glaring reasons, every discerning mind must abstain from work on the 14th. We are not saying that you should participate in anything, just abstain from work, honor the dead, honor these people. And at the same time, we are using that point to tell the international community about the plight of the indigenous people of Biafra, who has been enslaved for many years now.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kalagu. Yes, what we are saying right now is Nigerian government invaded the home of IPOB leader on 14th of September 2017, and they say that very day Nnamdi Kanu is missing. We have not seen our leader. We have not heard from him. So this is the issue here. In his home, about 28 people were killed. Across Biafra land, hundreds of Biafrans were killed by Operation Python Dance 2. And we have also seen about 7 shallow graves across Biafra land killed during Operation Python Dance 2. Nigerian government committed this crime and many people disappeared since that very time. That was September last year. So today what we are saying is we want Nigerian government, Muhammadu Buhari, and the army chief General Tukur Buratai to produce the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu must be produced before we can do that. And on 14th of September 2018, we are going to mourn our dead, those of them killed by Operation Python Dance 2. So everybody, every Biafran must heed to this call. You must sit at home that very day. This is the truth of the matter. Thank you very much for watching.
Referendum, make we vote Biafra referendum, make we vote for our total freedom, make we vote for everybody must go to school for Biafra land. Where you come from, it no matter, your mother tongue, it no matter. National Banker say everybody must go to school for Biafra land. No more soldiers they patrol our streets anyhow. We go get our own community police where go they under our control. No more order come from above. No more person where you know here in language go abuse you for your fatherland. No more. Our God-given mineral resources. Now we go control them. We go use that money from our God-given resources. Build schools, build hospital, build roads, estate, factories, build airport, seaport, and develop our country. Whether you come from Egala, Idoma, Igede, Igbo, Ezon, Ibibio, Ikwere, Isekiri, Isoko, Akwa Ibom, Ahaba, Urobo, Anang, Efik, Calabar, all coastal and upland of Biafra land. Make we vote Biafra referendum now or never, because now your choice, now my choice, now our choice to total freedom or our choice to remain slave forever. Make we think now, make we act now, make we accept our freedom now. Biafra Now our only hope.